This was old-school, physical basketball, the kind that felt like 90s playoff intensity, as the San Antonio Spurs faced off against the Detroit Pistons. Both teams came in hot. The Spurs were riding an 8-game winning streak, while the Pistons had won 5 straight. Something had to give. The game started aggressively. Jalen Duren attacked early, finishing a strong layup over Victor Wembanyama. But Devin Vassell wasted no time heating up. He came out firing, knocking down his first 3 shots and stretching the floor immediately. Cade Cunningham tried to get into rhythm, but with Wembanyama protecting the paint, there were no easy drives. Every trip inside was contested. Wemby made his presence felt defensively, altering shots and forcing tough finishes. Still, Detroit refused to back down. Duren stayed active on both ends, battling inside. Cade answered with a big defensive play and converted on the other end. The energy in the building was intense. San Antonio built a small cushion midway through the first quarter. The Spurs' length made Detroit hesitant in the paint. But Ron Holland and the Pistons' bench brought a spark, cutting into the lead. Wembanyama struggled from deep early, going 2 for 6 in the first quarter. Detroit did a solid job crowding him and forcing difficult shots. After 1 quarter, the Pistons led 27-24. In the second quarter, the physicality increased. Every possession felt like a playoff possession. Cade continued attacking, drawing contact and forcing defensive adjustments. Then things got heated. Cade Cunningham and Stephon Castle got tangled up after a play. Keldon Johnson rushed in, words were exchanged, and players from both sides gathered near mid-court. Jalen Duren, who had just returned from suspension, was right in the middle of it. Officials stepped in and handed out double technical fouls. After the dust settled, the game remained tight. Neither team could pull away. Devin Vassell carried the Spurs offensively, finishing the half with 18 points. At halftime, San Antonio held a slim 57-55 lead. The third quarter opened with De'Aaron Fox attacking the rim for a smooth layup. The Spurs slowly began to create separation. Wembanyama finally found rhythm offensively after a quiet stretch. San Antonio pushed the lead into double digits. Stephon Castle hit a big shot and flexed in front of Ron Holland, adding even more intensity to the matchup. When Wembanyama rested, Detroit made its move. The Pistons went on an 8-2 run, cutting the deficit and shifting momentum. But Harrison Barnes answered with a clutch 3 to stop the bleeding. Late in the third, San Antonio regained control and entered the fourth quarter, leading 83-75. In the final quarter, Wembanyama returned and immediately made an impact. Devin Vassell knocked down another 3, extending the lead to 15. Moments later, Wemby blocked Cade again, forcing Detroit to call an early timeout with the score 90-75. But the Pistons weren't finished. Out of the timeout, Jalen Duren exploded for a powerful and-one dunk over Wembanyama. The crowd erupted. On the next possession, Duren scored again, bringing life back to Detroit. The Pistons cut the lead to single digits. Still, every time Detroit got close, San Antonio responded. Julian Champagnie hit a big wing 3. The Spurs executed calmly in half-court sets. Paul Reed threw down a dunk to keep the Pistons within reach. Cade returned despite foul trouble and tried to lead a final push. But the Spurs stayed composed. Clutch shooting, disciplined defense, and Wembanyama's rim protection sealed it. San Antonio closed the game strong, extending their winning streak to 9 games, while ending Detroit's streak at 5. A physical, emotional, playoff-style battle from start to finish.